Hello and welcome back to a New Pace podcast. My name's Leslie and I'm your host. And today we have Magdelena from Mags Relax joining me to have a conversation about what she does. And I'm really excited to find out all about sort of her intentions for her work and how she helps people, and just how, from her point of view, how it fits into the elements of pause, act, create, and empower. So, welcome, Mags. How are
Hello,
you?
Leslie. Hello, I'm all right.
Hello.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Yes, good. It's a little bit cooler here today, so I'm actually quite relieved about that. But yeah, but nice.
Me too. I can't complain. That I at certain age, women of certain age don't take heat very well.
Yeah, I hear what you mean. It's like yeah, it can be a bit too much sometimes, can't it? So to start with, I just wonder what it would be like for you to share a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do generally, really.
Generally, on a professional side, I'm a small business owner. My business is called Max Relax. I'm certified massage therapist, and my little baby, let's say, something which I enjoy doing the most, it's ASMR. Uh, Therapy experience, sensory experience. It's something which is out there for a long time. I think people who are familiar with ASMR, they know how it can help them, but usually you put YouTube on and you have videos of different triggers. Everything can be a trigger.
Mm.
Depends what rocks your boat. Hair brushing. My husband, for example, he likes hair dryer sound. God forbid,
Mm.
it annoys me. Yes, some people like people chewing, some people like opening boxes. Yeah, whatever rock your boat. But my trigger is hair brushing and gentle, slow, rhythmic touch. So I thought to bring it to the real life for people, because if you like watching it and you think, oh, I would like someone to do it to me, so I'm that person who can do it to you.
Yeah, that
So
sounds.
for
Go on, it's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. We just clashed then a little bit. So it sounds like it's something that's really where your passion lies. And I was maybe two questions of that. Like my understanding of ASMR, and I'm not even entirely sure what those letters mean. So you could explain that. Is it's very much about the sense of experience, maybe sounds, touch, things like that. And what you said about how some people might enjoy some things, but then other things might be challenging for them. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, because there is some, and yeah, ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, which
Mm.
in real life and normal language means that whatever you look at, listen to, experience is bring you it's called tingles. So some people experience really like a tingle going from their head down, their spine, and it's very relaxing. And also like which some people find through meditation, the guided meditation, or like sounds of the rain. It takes the mind out of that rolling thoughts and thinking too much, and you're not able to concentrate on the moment and then
Mm.
relax.
Yeah, I've
So
got to say,
this is along to bring you that pause, yeah, exactly. It's there to bring you that pause and
Mm.
yeah, get you out of the overthinking mode.
Mm.
Um, and because there is not a lot of research on it, it's like probably last decade growing phenomena, especially on YouTube, when you've got lots and lots of creators doing it, uh, and uh, and doing different stuff. My intuition and theory is that maybe it brings some experience from childhood. I,
Mm.
as a child, I remember I loved, someone brushing or stroking my head. And I still like it and I watch it, and maybe it's just, sort of sensory. Your brain is like feeling it while someone else is doing it on screen. But
Mm.
then obviously, yet again, someone doing it to you in a real life, then it's gonna bring you the same relaxation. So far, the clients I've done it for, they've been like, the feedback is, oh, yeah, I nearly fell asleep. Oh, I fell asleep. I can see people just like, when your body relax and just and
Yeah.
your breathing
Oh,
change.
yeah.
Some people are like, oh, I needed to be careful because I wanted to draw. I'm like, that's fine. Don't worry. Um, so so far, those of my clients who experience it, uh, yeah, they find it relaxing, and deeply soothing. And also, because I'm a massage therapist, and
Mm.
who doesn't and there's a funny story which I was about to actually share on my social media.
Ooh.
I'm a massage therapist who doesn't like receiving messages.
Oh, yeah, can see that. Right. Yeah, because you'd
because
imagine, yeah.
because
So
my
how did you get
experience,
into it then? Say
well,
more.
say I got to the massage therapy for very, I think, pragmatic reasons. I reached the age when I'm not employable anymore because I'm perimenopausal or menopausal.
Mhm.
I don't get with managers well
Right.
anymore, and I also needed to have the freedom of choose the hours I work because of a
Mm.
childcare and all that jazz.
Yeah.
And so I thought I need to find something which I'm gonna enjoy, which I can help people through. Um, because that's I think my nature of helping people. It's at the core of whatever I do, and so yeah, through the process of elimination, I think, and I get to the massage therapy, and then after I qualified, uh, and I've actually realized that I'm not a fan of receiving messages, but and I think it comes from the experience of people. Some therapists think, especially if they like sports therapies, deep tissue, um, they think that if your muscle tense, if you tense, that the more you squeeze, the better. And
Right.
my reaction always was to then tense more. And I'm like, it's to the point when someone hurts me to make me feel better. No, I don't relax. Some people do. I
Mm.
can't say that they don't, because my husband is a sports massage therapist, and amongst other things he does. But and some people do. They like deep, pressure, strong, um, but I don't. And I think the ASMR comes greatly into it because it's gentle, it's soothing for those people who like gentle touch, gentle experience, just a skin tracing, just hair brushing. That helps them relax. If it helps me relax, there needs to be more of us out there. Yes, it's not only me.
Yeah.
So
And yeah.
I'm definitely those people who prefer a gentle approach. Um,
Yeah. And it sounds like that you kind of, this balance of doing something to help other people whilst also having that freedom and that independence to work in your own way. So, like, which is what you said at that start. And it makes me kind of think about like myself as being sort of self-employed, and times when I'm like really loving it and times when I'm kind of like, oh, actually, like, oh, not sure what I'm doing here. And I'm just wondering about if there's been any sort of pivotal moments or any challenging moments where you that have maybe affected, like maybe made a change in how you're doing. You said about maybe certain the ASMR being like a really powerful thing compared to the massage. But yeah, it's just curious about that. So like
um, I think that in a small business entrepreneurship, if I pronounce it well, uh, the most I think the most who is the most challenging moments, person, whatever. I think we all for ourselves with the most challenging people, and um, coming from the different angle of things I'm interested in and try to follow in my life. It's I believe we all creators, yes, and we
yeah, for sure.
create our experience, our reality. Even if you want to go deep, you can go deep, but I think that the most struggle it is with myself and my ego and thinking, and then have created the business, but then like doubting myself and then thinking, okay, oh, I'm too much on social media because people are sick of me, and then all this narrative in my head, or oh, I've got some traces of ADHD and I can't get organized, or whatever. And it's just like constant, maybe not constant, but because I would over exaggerate now, obviously. But if
Yeah.
you're aware of your ego and of the way how you see the world and how you perceive the world and how you narrate your life, I think that's when you can make a choice. Yeah, okay, I go down the rabbit hole of doubting myself and thinking, oh, this is nobody's gonna be interested, this is no good, da da da. Or you're gonna actually concentrate on the thing you want to create and see it, visualize it, believe in your vision. Yes.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think we always got that choice in life. Yeah.
Yeah. So it feels
And of
like
course,
what you described there sounds like maybe such a common experience that all humans experience, and like we all have
oh
it's so
yeah,
easy to have that self-doubt and help other people with their self-doubt, have that be in our head, and then whilst helping other people to get out of their head and help them with the other overthinking. And it's it's
yeah,
refreshing to have this conversation, because I find I do the same, and I'm a therapist and I help other people, and Like I find myself then doubting what I'm doing and like questioning things. And I think there's something really maybe important about being at that stage where we're being aware of it, and then times when we might kind of go, okay, this is too much, and times when we might go, okay, I'm aware of this now, and I'm going to do this, this, and this to help myself. So I'm curious about what you do yourself for self-care, considering you weren't so keen on the massage yourself, and that's how you help other people. What's your go-to self-care thing?
My go-to self when you were talking, Leslie, now I just thinking that therapists help yourselves. Yes, therapists
Yeah.
help yourself. That's the most difficult thing to do, seems to be. But what I do for myself, I actually do mindfulness and meditation for myself. And
Yeah.
I'm actually about to finish to be certified teacher of mindfulness and meditation. I've just got a few units left on my course. And um, I really see that my brain my brain calms down a lot.
Yeah.
And if I've got if my ego strikes in and I make myself busy and I don't have a time for those, even sit for 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then it really goes down the hill. So then I push myself to come back to it. Uh, and it's like with everything, I think everyone needs to find the thing which gets them the experience of, as you said, getting out of your head. And overthinking and just never ending narrative, and you into art, and I totally appreciate that as well. And you just draw, paint, whatever, express yourself that way. And not thinking about it needs to be beautiful, it needs to be perfect, and because I think that we also confuse creativity with perfection a lot. We think everything needs to be or perfect or perfection or huge impact or so big that we don't even attempt to do those things, because not everyone is Pablo Picasso, okay? Or Steven Spielberg, and not
Yeah.
everyone's gonna be famous. But even if you cook dinner and you do something new, you come up with something new for you.
Yeah.
You do a simple task in your life new way, which is better and improves it. You find little hack for yourself in life. That's your creativity. You
Yeah.
paint, you take some crayons and doodle, and that's your creativity. And I think for we sort of not taught to express ourselves, and that we express ourselves, you can, many way, have a garden, grow plants, whatever, yeah. But and I think we're not taught to appreciate our creativity, and
Yeah.
sort of everything it's done for us. There is no room for imagination. sort um, because whatever, you can get everything. So maybe you're not, but maybe that's just my ego thinking. But I think we don't appreciate the creativity in our lives.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm on the same page with you with that, because actually there's so many people that I speak to that struggle to kind of see creativity as part of them, or that they might see creativity as being maybe painting and drawings rather than being them creating some food, doing some cooking, rearranging their furniture in their home, things like that, like dressing. All those are problem solving. How you're gonna plan out a day when you've got like lots and lots of busy children and families and lots of activities. That's
Yeah.
being creative. But then when people allow themselves to do that and to maybe let something unfold, really, because I think what you said about something needing to be perfect can actually maybe inhibit someone's creativity, but then that might be what they're wanting to do something, but then maybe can't get started because of that fear of maybe that messy bit where they might not be very good at the start, or they might have to embrace that kind of not knowing moment. And I wonder whether that was similar to when you started your business, started that those sort of techniques with other people of stepping into that unknown, a brand new thing, of having to take that step and having to do something different. Does that feel similar, or was it a bit different?
If I knew what I didn't know at the time, I would never start. Yes, but
Okay.
the thing is, but the thing is, you just you start and learn along the way. There is no way to learn everything before you start. I don't
Yeah,
think so.
yeah.
Otherwise, you just get overwhelmed because yeah, the small business. Okay, you need to. Then you become an expert in marketing, finances, books, and yeah. But if that's gonna cloud what you want to create for yourself or for the world or whatever, then I yeah, it's a lot of weight you put on yourself,
Mm,
and therefore it can just stop you from doing anything or
yeah,
just doing things the same way because that's safe. For your
yeah.
brain it's safe because you do the same thing, you do the things as you've been taught, so or as you've been raised, in your family or socially, culturally.
Mm,
So, and yeah, and it can quite weight on you. uh
yeah,
So I'm winging it in a sense. My husband therefore thinks I'm winging it because he's on the autistic side. So he's very, you know, and it would be actually just had a thought interesting to hear from him because he started his own business as well much
yeah,
earlier than me. But he started it, so he needed to get into something new
yeah,
from different angle of I don't know how our brains are wired and personalities, but you need to you do the stuff as you go along. You're not gonna know. And even if, coming back to my NHS days when I used to work in NHS, in community settings, so I used to go to people's houses. And of
yeah,
course, you've got some background in the notes about patients you go to and the family and whatever. But you go every time to different situation. You can have totally different experience than your colleague day before.
yeah,
You're not gonna be prepared. You go
yeah,
with your best intention, best knowledge, to help someone, and then you learn as you go along. And with everything else, if you apply for a new job,
yeah,
you're not really you don't really know what you're gonna find there. Yes.
yeah,
So
yeah,
with
and
everything else, the same applies. Yes, to anything else, I think.
absolutely, and it feels refreshing to kind of to hear those things, because actually sometimes people do want to have like everything all planned before they start to do something. And you said about winging it, and the number of times people say, I hear this all the time, everyone wings it, but it can be so easy to think that other people have got their stuff sorted out, and on the surface they might look like they're cruising along like the swan on a lake, but then underneath they're paddling like crazy. And we don't always see that. We either see somebody at the surface like reaching out, but then underneath they're quite grounded and solid and like secure, or we see like a lot of people maybe hide that underneath the surface. So it takes that courage, doesn't it, to be able to step out of, maybe to do something that's different, to do something that's you don't know the whole journey yet, you don't know what's up the stairs,
Yeah.
just the first steps of thing. But
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you said. Well, see the people who sort of maybe no, who present like they winging it and they've got strong base, and then the people we see people who maybe have it all together, and that's not necessarily true, but
yeah, and you might not
yeah,
know necessarily, they might not know, it might change. So, but I suppose it's ultimately it's just normalizing these things. It makes me think that we're normalizing how, these ups and downs of life, and how our brain can kind of get in the way, and we would sort of go, shut up brain, like I'm going to do this anyway. Or actually, is that a warning, or is my fear there because I need to step beyond it? Or is it telling me that is it maybe to connecting with the intuition that's what's useful and what's not? But
yeah.
and
At the end of the day, the mistake, it's only the mistake. Yeah, you can learn from it and get on with it. I mean, yeah,
absolutely.
but then we I think we're very scared. I mean, myself, I'm scared of making mistakes. Yeah. Because that's how I was brought up. Yeah, you need to go to school, you need to learn, you need to pass your tests, whatever. Don't make mistakes because you're gonna be punished for them. Therefore, well, yeah. And it comes to the adult who is scared of making mistakes because the world's gonna collapse, and then you're overthinking everything because if I do it that way, is it gonna work? If I do it this way, it's gonna work. And you can just drive yourself mad and crazy and anxious,
Yeah.
um, and I think for me that base when we come back, which helps me, yeah, it's the mindfulness and meditation, because one point I've learned and was a revelation to me, honestly, like a revelation light from above, gospel sort of a thing.
Yeah.
That I don't need to engage with my thoughts. My thoughts, it's not me.
Yeah. That's
Because
so important, isn't it?
if I, yeah, and it was like, wow, really?
Yeah. It's
And but
it's so important.
if you accept that true, that's okay, your brain, it's a wire, yeah, electric wire, and it just produce sensation, thoughts, whatever, um because it needs input, yes.
Yeah.
But then, um are you actually able to grab the thought? Is it something physical you can
Mm-mm.
catch? You can tell me where it is? Yeah, you can pinpoint it in a place in your brain. No, you can't really. So why are we so obsessed with it, with our
And
thoughts? And
oh, it's so interesting, and I feel as though we could talk for much, much longer. And I think that actually I'd like to invite you to do a part 2 on here. But briefly, like just really, really quickly before we finish, how can people find you if they're wanting to see more about you or they're wanting to access your service?
Face, obviously, the big three. I mean, for me, big three: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn for more formal side of things. Max Relax across all the platforms. That's how to find me. Google Maps, on Google Maps. Yes, I'm all over the place. You open the cupboard in the kitchen and I'm there.
Oh, well, that's what we'll do. We'll be like opening the cupboards and she'll be there. That's good. But I think there's so many different levels with this. So we're absolutely going to do another part if you're open to this, Mags. And but for now, I hope you have enjoyed.
And why not? Let's do it.
Let's do this. Fantastic. We'll high five. I hope you've enjoyed listening to our conversation.
Yeah, let's give ourselves high five.
We do a virtual high five across the screen. And thanks for listening.
Yes, virtual high fives. Yeah.
Thanks for joining me, Mags. I really appreciate it. And I'll speak to you soon. And thanks for
thank you for having me. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, bye-bye. Cheerio.
Bye.